Sujata said to her friends, "My husband isn't home today. That's why I called you all. I'm so happy you came. Today we'll enjoy ourselves all day and all night. No more talking, just singing and dancing." Saying this, Sujata turned on the music and started dancing wildly in the living room with her friends. Just then, the housemaid, Marzia, entered the room and saw their shameless dancing. Embarrassed, she covered her face with her scarf and quietly said, "Madam, please, it's almost time for the Maghrib prayer. Can you stop the music for a while?" No one paid any attention to her words. So, helplessly, Marzia pulled the plug of the sound system. The music stopped instantly. Sujata's friend, Tuli, ran up angrily, grabbed Marzia's hair and shouted, "How dare you stop the music?" With a trembling voice, Marzia said, "I only stopped it for your own good." Before she could finish, Tuli slapped her hard. The elderly maid's face turned red as she burst into tears. Everyone suddenly fell silent. Even Tuli was shocked. Marzia said with tears, "Madam, you may not care, but you should know. At prayer time, God commands us to remember Him. It's a time of mercy, not of music and sin." Saying this, she left the room crying. Sujata's friend Noble said to Tuli, "You shouldn't have done that. She's old enough to be your mother." Then Noble left the room. Tuli said angrily, "That old woman ruined all our fun." Sujata, furious, shouted, "I'll throw her out of the house today." She stormed toward Marzia's room. Marzia was crying beside her bed when Sujata entered, threw some money in her face and said, "Take this and leave right now. I don't want you in my house anymore." Just then, the azan for Maghrib began to echo from the mosque. Marzia wiped her tears and stood up saying, "Madam, it's time for prayer. Let me pray first, then I'll leave." Before Sujata could say anything, her husband Palash walked in and said firmly, "No, Marzia will not go anywhere. You will sit and listen to her." Sujata was startled. How are you home now?" Palash replied, "I came to surprise you. But before I entered, your friend Kaisar told me everything. And yes, let me be clear. From today, our relationship is over. You will never again bring friends home for music and dance, and never again speak to Marzia like that, or you'll pay the ultimate price." Then he turned to Marzia and said, "Auntie, please go pray. I'll take care of this." Marzia smiled softly, feeling peaceful for the first time. The next morning, Sujata angrily called out, "Marzia Khala! Marzia Khala!" When no one replied, she searched the whole house. Finally, she looked into the living room. Marzia was praying peacefully. Seeing this, Sujata's blood boiled. She grabbed a glass of water from the dining table and threw it at Marzia's face. Shocked, Marzia said, "Madam, what have I done wrong?" Sujata shouted, "You drenched me with water." Marzia calmly said, "Madam, you don't understand. I was calling for you everywhere because I was thirsty. I was just praying so I couldn't hear you." Sujata replied coldly, "I pay you to work, not to pray when I need you." Marzia said softly, "Madam, wasting water is a sin. Even in Islam, the Prophet, peace be upon him, said that water is the last blessing a dying person desires. Please don't waste it." Sujata snapped, "Stop preaching and go make lunch." Marzia looked up and whispered, "May Allah guide you, madam." The next morning, Tuli came into Sujata's house crying, her hand wrapped in bandage. Sujata asked, "What happened? Why are you crying?" Tuli said, "Later I'll tell you. First, where is Marzia?" Sujata replied, "On the balcony, hanging laundry." Tuli ran to the balcony, fell at Marzia's feet and cried, "Khala, please forgive me." Surprised, Marzia asked, "Why are you crying, dear?" Tuli sobbed, "Last night, the hand I slapped you with burned badly. I learned my lesson. Please forgive me." Marzia gently lifted her and said, "I forgive you, child. May Allah bless you." Sujata watched angrily from behind, muttering, "These dramas never end," and left. Marzia smiled and said to Tuli, When you realize your mistakes, Allah forgives you too. Always stay away from wrongdoing. Days later, Sujata came limping home with a scratch on her leg. She said casually, "It's nothing, just our neighbor's dog scratched me." Marzia worried, knowing dog bites are dangerous. A few days later, Sujata started feeling strange, afraid of water, acting restless, mumbling in her sleep. Palash brought her medicine, but nothing worked. She refused to drink water, screaming, "Don't give me water, there's something evil in it." Marzia and Palash took her to the hospital. The doctor examined her reports and said gravely, "This is serious. She has rabies. You've brought her too late." Palash was stunned. Rabies? Oh my God! At the hospital, Sujata grew worse, screaming, crying, tearing her hair. Marzia sat in a corner, praying, tears streaming down her face. "Ya Allah, you know everything. I didn't complain when I was insulted. I forgave her with all my heart. Please forgive her too. Grant her peace." She cried and raised her hands in prayer as Sujata's voice echoed in the room. Perhaps the story is fictional, but its message is true. Those who insult others and take Allah's blessings for granted often face punishment even in this world. May Allah guide us all to kindness and forgiveness.